Man, I want to ask you, man, because it's been like 20 years since we met the last time, man. So last time you met me, man, I was straight Sunni Orthodox Muslim. I had been in Islam since I was 12, man, and like we was doing Sheikh Ahmed Dubamba and took bayat with the Sheikh. Shout out to brother Ibrahim Al Jahiz. He had just came back from Senegal, Africa. You were just starting your bookstore. This was late 90s, early 2000s, and I wasn't even close to where I'm at now. So, now I'm in the Muada Ashby's books, the Coming Forth by Day, the Philosophy of Enlightenment, Our Finding of the Third Eye by Stara Van Lee Alter. Just a lot of Manly P. Hall, Secret Teachings of All Ages, thus forth. But what do you think about Muada Ashby, though?
I love Muada Ashby's teachings. I did meet Muada Ashby one time at Malcolm X Park in Philadelphia a few years ago when he was there. And I asked Muada Ashby directly, I said, what is your concept of an avatar and how do we become avatars? Muada Ashby said to me, we are all avatars. Avatar is a divine incarnation of God in the human form. So Muada Ashby said to me, we are all avatars. We just have to have a system to manifest that divinity that we already have. And when you read his book, Egyptian Yoga, Volume 1 and Volume 2, I don't even know why he came out with Volume 2, because Volume 1 was enough to split your wig back. So in Volume 1, he's explaining the positions of Salat that were in the pyramids, and he's explaining the concept of yoga, which means union with the divine. So yoga means to be one with the divine, and as I said earlier, we have that same concept in Islam or in Sufism with wusul. But other than wusul, we have the words fana, baka, and lika. These are three stations that you may experience on the Sufi journey. Now, what you call fana is extinction of yourself. Baka is manifestation in the oneness of Allah that's beyond the concept of a self. Lika is when you take that function of baka and you are able to function in society and guide others. So Fana, Baka, and Lika are three important stations on the Sufi journey.
Man, two things I want to ask you though about Ra'u Nefer Amen's books. Have you ever read any of his?
The only one I was able to read was Metal Netra Volume 1.
Okay. And what was your?
It's very high concepts. One thing about the Egyptian system, people must realize this. There is no living Hierophant on the planet Earth at this time. The Egyptian system is basically dead. It's not a living system.
What about the 97 degrees of Mizraim and all that? Is that child's play?
I don't know anything about that. I've never heard of that.
Okay. Go ahead, brother. I didn't mean to
interrupt. What you have to find is the system is only as good as the living master that represents it. I have not found a living master of the Kemetic Egyptian system.
Not even Muada Ashby?
I don't know if he's a master or not. I met him. He wrote a lot of books, but that doesn't mean that he's a master.
Let me get your the picture of the brother. Can we get a close up on that, my good brother?
This is Sheikh Ibra Falls.
Can you come a little closer so I can get that?
Definitely.
Sheikhs, how do you say the name, brother?
Sheikh Ibra Falls.
Okay, now the Bifals are ones out of Senegal, Africa. Babalos, right?
Bifal.
Bifals. Now
Sheikh
give us.
Ibra Falls is the founder of the Bifal order from Senegal, West Africa.
Okay.
And Sheikh Ibra Fall was the highest sheikh under Sheikh Ahmed Bamba. So Sheikh Ahmed Bamba, Kadim Rasul, was the sheikh of Sheikh Ibra Fall. They were contemporaries. They lived during the same time period. But Sheikh Ibra Fall's level was so high, Sheikh Ahmed Bamba told him to go and teach his way. And that's why it's called the Bifal, or by the way of Fall, who was Sheikh Ibra Fall. It's a very high order that we are also a part of.
What have you learned now, brother? What is your degree in Sufism for those that don't know, whatever the case may be?
I traveled the path. I took my initiation in 1996. I went to the holy city of Tuba in 1996 and took my initiation with Serene Salihu and Baki, who was the last living son of Sheikh Ahmed Bamba. It took me 20 years to be where I am today, and it was only in this year that I was made a sheikh. I was given the title of sheikh by Serene Modusek, who was a disciple of Sheikh Abdul Ahad Mbaki, who was the son of Sheikh Ahmed Bamba, who was a Khalifa in Tuba before Serene Salihu. So I traveled with Serene Modusek, and he gave me the zikrs for Tarbiyah, Tarqiyah, and Tasbiyah. So now the level of teaching that I'm giving can give the disciples pure Tarbiyah, which is purification of the soul, Tarkia, education of the soul, and we are in possession of the names and the Kasaids of Sheikh Ahmed Bamba to give the disciple tasfiyah and raise their station up through the 7 levels of the nafs.
Wow, that is some powerful stuff, my
Yeah,
brother.
it took 20 years to get this gift.
So the brothers call themselves, in the Moorish Science Temple, sheiks or sheikhs is just a derivative, just changing the vowels around. It's different levels. So on one level, you can be a sheik in the Moorish Science Temple and understand nationality and birthright, but then on your level of being a sheik or a sheikh, one who is learning, a knowledgeable one, or an elder, you basically went to another degree as far as mastery of the spiritual planes, right?
Yes, that is what it's about. I love the Moorish Science Temple. I got my nationality 1999 from Temple Number 1.
I'm Temple 13, my brother. Congratulations. I'm Sheikh Palil.
I mean, Islam.
Islam.
So these are all degrees that we must travel to. But once you get to the Sufi orders and the Tariqah, you have found the foundation of what Noble Drew Ali was teaching. As I said, Noble Drew Ali was a mystic who studied in Egypt. Now, when Noble Drew Ali was in Egypt studying with the esoteric orders, who do you think he was studying with? In Egypt, 99% of those people are Muslims, and there's a whole bunch of Sufi orders in Egypt. And those Sufi orders were there when Noble Drew Ali was there.
Okay. Now, my boys and them, they love to study P.D. Ouspensky. They love Krishnamurti. So we gotta get them in there. We gotta rap about Gurdjieff. Because because the dudes want you to, well, you didn't say nothing about Gurdjieff. You didn't say nothing about In Search of the Miraculous. Right?
Now, one of my friends, the highest masters on Gurdjieff I know is 2 of my close friends. One is brother Chebe Sharif and a brother named Hawk down in Georgia. These 2 brothers are masters of the Gurdjieffian 4th way system. Me, I'm just a child in the Gurdjieffian system. But when I talk to the masters of the 4th way, and we put the 4th way with Sufism, they're saying the exact same thing. What I found out is the Gurdjieffian system of the 4th way is the mechanics and mathematics of Sufism without the aspect of love. So the Gurdjieffian system is for somebody who has a mathematical mind, whose heart might not be open to the concepts of divine love, but they can still travel through that path, and it is a very effective system.
Okay, let me ask you this. But some brothers say you can reach a level of Sufism and you don't have to make salat anymore, and you can just dhikr, because basically your prayers are your thoughts. You know what I mean? So can't nobody necessarily really tell you how to pray. You can pray standing on your head. You can pray like a Buddhist. You can pray like a Islam. You can pray like a Christian or Isa alayhi salam and still reach those states of purity, right?
This is very possible because Allah is not the God of religion. Allah is the God of belief. It's not only through Islam that people can get a high level of realization. Why do I say that? Because there's a lady in Mississippi right now eating pork, praying to a blue-eyed Jesus who never existed, and God is still answering her prayers. So it's not about Islam. Allah is bigger than Islam. It just seems that Islam is the nature of the Asiatic man. So when we're practicing Islam, it's natural for us. But you might be a Hindu or a Buddhist and have a very high station, and that does not mean that you cannot get that only in Islam. This is a good question.
Okay, excellent, man. Excellent, man. Well, we just gonna stop it right here and break, man, and relax for a minute, man. Well, we love it, man. Thank you, Master Teacher, and we be back soon. Peace.